Good morning, guys. Welcome back to SMB Designs. Today we are going to pick up in the book of First Enoch, beginning in chapter 95. If you would, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and give me a comment at the end. That would be awesome. It really helps the channel out. So let's just jump in chapter 95. Would that my eyes were rain clouds of water, that I might weep over you and pour down my tears as a cloud of water, that I might rest from my trouble of heart. Who has permitted you to practice reproaches and wickedness? And so judgment shall overtake you, sinners. You righteous, fear not the sinners, for again the Lord will deliver them into your hands, that you may execute judgment on them according to your desires. Woe to you who speak against God, which cannot be removed. Healing shall be far from you because of your sins. Woe to you who repay your neighbor with evil, for you shall be repaid according to your works. Woe to you, lying witnesses, and to those who weigh out injustice, for you shall suddenly perish. Woe to you, sinners, for you persecute the righteous, for you shall be delivered up and persecuted because of injustice, and your yoke shall be heavy on you. Chapter 96. Be hopeful, you righteous, for suddenly shall the sinners perish before you, and you shall have lordship over them, according to your desires. And in the day of the tribulation of the sinners, your children shall mount and rise as eagles, and your nests shall be higher than the vultures. You shall ascend as badgers, and enter the crevices of the earth, and the clefts of the rock forever, before the unrighteous. And the satyrs shall sigh and weep because of you. Wherefore fear not, you that have suffered, for healing shall be your portion, and a bright light shall enlighten you, and the voice of rest you shall hear from heaven. Woe to you, you sinners, for your riches make you appear like the righteous, but your hearts convict you of being sinners. And this fact shall be a testimony against you for a memorial of your evil deeds. Woe to you who devour the finest of the wheat, and drink wine in large bowls, and tread under foot the lowly with your might. Woe to you who drink water from every fountain, for suddenly shall you be consumed and wither away, because you have forsaken the fountain of life. Woe to you who work unrighteousness and deceit and blasphemy. It shall be a memorial against you for evil. Woe to you, you mighty, who with might oppress the righteous, for the day of your destruction is coming. Many and good days shall come to the righteous in those days, in the day of your judgment. Chapter 97. Believe, you righteous, that the sinners will become a shame and perish in the day of unrighteousness. Be it known to you, you sinners, that the Most High is mindful of your destruction, and the angels of heaven rejoice over your destruction. What will you do, you sinners, and where shall you flee on that day of judgment? When you hear the voice of the prayer of the righteous, you shall fare like to them against whom these words shall be a testimony. You have been companions of sinners. And in those days the prayer of the righteous shall reach to the Lord, And for you the days of your judgment shall come, and all the words of your unrighteousness shall be read out before the great Holy One, and your faces shall be covered with shame. And he will reject every work which is grounded on unrighteousness. Woe to you, you sinners, who live on the middle of the ocean and on the dry land, whose remembrance is evil against you. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness and say, we have become rich with riches and have possessions and have acquired everything we have desired. And now let us do what we purposed, for we have gathered silver, and many are the servants in our houses, and our granaries are full to the brim as if with water. Yea, and like water your lies shall flow away. For your riches shall not abide, but quickly depart from you. For you have acquired it all in unrighteousness, and you shall be given over to a great curse. Chapter 98. And now I swear to you, to the wise and to the foolish, that you shall see many experiences on the earth. For you men shall put on more adornments than a woman, and colored garments more than a young woman, like royalty in a grandeur and in power, and in silver and in gold and in purple, and in splendor and in food, they shall be poured out as water. Therefore they shall have neither knowledge nor wisdom, and because of this they shall die together with their possessions, and with all their glory and their splendor, and in shame and in slaughter and in great destitution their spirits shall be thrown into the furnace of fire. I have sworn to you, you sinners, as a mountain has not become a slave, and a hill does not become the servant of a woman, even so sin has not been sent on the earth, but man of himself has created it. And they that commit it shall fall under a great curse. And barrenness has not been given to the woman, but on account of the deeds of her own hands she dies without children. I have sworn to you, you sinners, by the Holy Great One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in heaven, and that none of your wrong deeds are covered and hidden. And do not think in your spirit, nor say in your heart that you do not know, and that you do not see that every sin is recorded every day in heaven in the presence of the Most High. From now on, you know that all your wrongdoings that you do will be written down every day until the day of your judgment. Woe to you, you fools! For through your folly you shall perish. And you do not listen to the wise, so no good will come to you against the wise. And now, know you that you are prepared for the day of destruction. Therefore do not hope to live, you sinners, but you shall depart and die, for there will be no ransom for you, because you are prepared for the day of the great judgment, for the day of tribulation and great shame for your spirits. Woe to you, you obstinate of heart, who work wickedness and eat blood. Where do you have good things to eat and to drink and to be filled? From all the good things which the Lord the Most High has placed in abundance on the earth, Therefore you shall have no peace. Side verse, Genesis 9:3-6. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man. At the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. Back to First Enoch, and we're in verse 12. Woe to you who love the deeds of unrighteousness! Wherefore do you hope for good for yourselves? You know that you shall be delivered into the hands of the righteous, and they shall cut off your necks and slay you, and have no mercy on you. Woe to you who rejoice in the distress of the righteous, for no grave shall be dug for you. Woe to you who say the words of the wise are empty, for you shall have no hope of life. Woe to you who write down lying and godless words, for they write down their lies so that men may hear them and act godlessly toward their neighbor. Therefore they shall have no peace, but die a sudden death. Chapter 99. Woe to you who do godless acts, and praise and honor lies! You shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. Woe to them who pervert the words of righteousness, and transgress the eternal law, and count themselves as sinless. They shall be trodden under foot on the earth. In those days make ready, you righteous, to raise your prayers as a memorial, and place them as a testimony before the angels, that they may place the sin of the sinners for a reminder before the Most High. In those days the nations shall be stirred up, and the families of the nations shall arise on the day of destruction. And in those days the destitute shall go and throw their children out, and they shall abandon them, so that their children shall perish because of them. They shall abandon their children that are still babies, and not return to them, and shall have no pity on their loved ones. Again, I swear to you, you sinners, that sin is prepared for a day of unceasing bloodshed. Side verse, Matthew 24, verses 6-8. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Back in at verse 7. And they who worship stones, and carved images of gold and silver, and wood, and stone, and clay, and those who worship impure spirits and demons, and all kinds of idols not according to knowledge, shall get no manner of help from them. And they shall become godless by reason of the folly of their hearts, and their eyes shall be blinded through the fear of their hearts, and through visions in their ambitions. Through these they shall become godless and fearful, for they shall have done all their work with lies, and shall have worshipped a stone. Therefore in an instant shall they perish. But in those days blessed are all they who accept the words of wisdom, and understand them, and observe the paths of the Most High, and walk in the path of his righteousness, and become not godless with the godless, for they shall be saved. Woe to you who spread evil to your neighbors, for you shall be slain in hell. Woe to you who make your foundation that of deceitful and lies, and who cause bitterness on the earth, for they shall thereby be utterly consumed. Woe to you who build your houses through the hard labor of others, and all their building materials are the bricks and stones of sin. I tell you, you shall have no peace. Woe to them who reject the measure and eternal inheritance of their fathers, and whose souls follow after idols, for they shall have no rest. Woe to them who do unrighteous acts, and help oppression, and kill their neighbors until the day of the great judgment, for he will throw down your glory. For he shall throw down your glory, and bring affliction on your hearts, and shall arouse his fierce anger, and destroy you all with the sword, and all the holy and righteous shall remember your sins. We will stop there for this week and pick back up beginning in chapter 108 next week. I pray that you have a blessed week. If you have a prayer request, please feel free to either leave it in the comments below or to email me directly. The email address is in the description box, and I'll be happy to pray with you. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.